speech patterns in it, there's a lot of class, there's nationality and race. How did you find a language to write it in?
Smith was named Zadie, so with an S, by her mother, a Jamaican immigrant who arrived in London in the late 1970s, and her English father also changed her name to Zadie, which I think is a cool name with a Z. Smith began studying for an English literature degree at King's College, Cambridge. Wow, she is clever. 1994. She excelled, I beg your pardon. This is Africa, the cradle of mankind's birth, where powerful kingdoms arose with stories of worth. A youth-filled land, the youngest population, with diamonds and cocoa from its fertile foundation, exemplary leaders, their legacy told. Nkrumah, Mandela, their spirits bold. From Johnson Sirleaf's Liberia, where freedom lies, and her first female leader, so wise. Let courage and dreams unite as one for a brighter tomorrow where greatness is spun. In this beautiful, colorful, and friendly domain, greatness awaits, where hopes shall not wane, where tales of triumph weave a tapestry. Welcome to Today in African History. Zadie Smith, writer and essayist, was born in the London, UK borough of Brent on this day, October 25th, 1975. Smith was named Zadie, so with an S, by her mother, a Jamaican immigrant who arrived in London in the late 1970s, and her English father. Smith enjoyed tap dancing as a child and attended the Hampstead Comprehensive in Cricklewood, a section of London. It was here, during her adolescence, that she developed an appetite for literature and also changed her name to Zadie, which I think is a cool name with a Z. Smith began studying for an English literature degree at King's College, Cambridge. Wow, she is clever. In 1994, she excelled, I beg your pardon, academically, while performing part-time as a jazz singer, multi-talented as well. A year into her studies, Smith composed a story for publication as part of May Anthologies, an Oxbridge creative writing collection. This entry led to a contract for her first novel, White Teeth. The advance for the contracted book was rumored to be worth around $250,000. I beg your pardon once more. Still only 21, Smith graduated in 1996 from King's with a first-class honors degree in Cambridge. Wow. White Teeth was published in 2000 amid critical acclaim. The novel explores the lives and narratives of individuals interacting in multicultural London, peppered with commentary on animal rights and Christian and Islamic fundamentalism. It has been translated into over 20 languages and won the Whitbread First Novel Award and the Commonwealth Writers' Prize. So guys, listen to what Zadie has to say about her latest book.
Different kind of woman. So the fact took a bit of thinking about. So you're trying to avoid anachronism, but you're also trying to write a contemporary novel about the 19th century.
What does that mean in terms of the language? Because you're quite right, when you read this, there's no point at which you're thinking, what on earth does that? There should be a glossary. It's not that, no. Although there are all sorts of differently inflected speech patterns in it, there's a lot of class, there's nationality and race. How did you find a language to write it in?
you know, whenever you're doing it, it's about convincing. So if you actually picked up the 19th century novel, so you dipped up Dickens, the sentences are completely different. They're incredibly lengthy, loads of semicolons, very dense. I wanted people to speak in a believable enough way, but the actual kind of authorial voice, although what it was clarity, you know, nothing that stuck out as impossible to imagine at that moment, but there is actually quite a lot of consistency between a clear voice in 19th century and now. When I thought about Victorian picking up this book, I thought they wouldn't be that lost. Like, there's a lot more in common language than you remember. But to me, I just wanted the form to work with the reader I had. The reader I have is not the 19th century reader sitting down to, 1,000 pages in sections over 2 years. It's a different kind of reader, so the short chapters were part of that thought.
Is it right that you did do something that was slightly akin to the way that the Victorian novelists worked? Yes, to writing parts and send it to somebody to have a look at, to kind of demonstrate it in a sort of real time. Well, yes, I did some teaching all that time, thinking about how so popular for us, or like hard to think in the city. How we do make such a big deal of writing novels now. It really goes on. People talk about 4th draft, 5th draft, 6th draft. It takes 8 years. And I'm just fascinating reading these Victorian novelists that they just didn't do that. They had to get it in every 2 weeks to the newspaper, end of the story. And so sometimes when you're reading those books, like particularly Dickens, I mean, they shows, right? They're like, they'll just suddenly have a long section ranting about theatre directors he doesn't like. We're like, it's been quite a minute of the curiosity shop, like, okay. And it's not like having a journalistic energy. But what they gain from it is it's subconscious writing. Like, he's not thinking about it that much. He has to keep going. And so all kinds of interesting things come when you're not that self-conscious. So that's kind of what I decided. I had 2 friends who the book's dedicated to. Darrell Pinckney, who's an African-American scholar, writer in America, a really old friend of mine, and my friend Devorah Baum, who's a writer on this side of the Atlantic. And I just said to them, I'm going to write this book, and I'll just send you every 2 weeks, I'll send you the next bit.
Poor thing. Hope you enjoyed the little clip there. She seemed to have a cold during the interview. So again, Zadie Smith, writer and essayist, born in London, United Kingdom, Jamaican mother, British father, clever clog, graduate of the famous Cambridge University, as she graduated with a first class. So this is not some run-of-the-mill woman. She is absolutely very intelligent, and she is multi-talented as well. So it's a happy 48th, I believe, birthday to Zadie Smith. On this day also, the year was 1940, Benjamin Oliver Davis was promoted to Brigadier General, making him the first black general in the United States Army. Davis took command of the 4th Brigade, 2nd Cavalry Division at Fort Riley, Kansas, USA, but was reassigned as an assistant in the office of the Inspector General. Davis spent most of World War II in the Inspector General's office, serving on the Advisory Committee on Negro Troop Problems. Benjamin Oliver Davis was born in Washington, D.C. on the 1st of July 1877 to Louis P.H. and Henrietta Davis, whose parents were enslaved. He experienced countless challenges as a black man in a segregated society. Davis attended M Street High School in Washington, where he first learned about the Army during his time in the cadet program. During his senior year, he attended classes at the historically black Howard University, but instead chose to enlist in the Army. He spent 3 years on the committee where he conducted inspection tours of all black units in the Army. Twice, David went to Europe to inspect the black regiment stationed there. In 1944, Davis was assigned to Europe as an assistant commanding general for communications and stayed there throughout the end of the war. So Brigadier Benjamin Oliver Davis, promoted to Brigadier General on this day in 1940, October 25th. That brings us to the end of today in African history for the 25th of September. I hope that the people I've featured here have inspired you to push harder and to do better, and also encouraged you that whatever you're doing, if you work hard and work smart, you can achieve what these people have achieved and even more. We have a lot of intelligent and talented people in the African community all over the world, and the people I've featured here today is proof. Thanks for dropping by. See you tomorrow. Don't forget to like the video if you do like the video. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your notification bell, and share this video so that we can get a wider audience from like-minded people. Thanks again. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.